for listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show. You have here, maybe. I know you're gonna dig this.
Well, for the second to one, and now they got the man trapped in third and hanging out. And second and two, handoff goes to McCaffrey up the middle, finds a little room, lot more room, and he's off to the races.
Welcome to the In the Zone Sports Talk Radio Network. You're listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show with your host, Kate Diggs from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the small city with the large heart, and co-host Dana the Hater Clark from St. Petersburg, Florida. Also co-hosting Murray E. Baskerville from Gotta Be More Careful, Baltimore, Maryland. These are your hosts, bringing you the ultimate in sports news for the ultimate sports fan. Be sure to download the Try 99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Now sit back and prepare to get into another episode of the Just Us Sports Talk Show.
What's up? What's up, everybody? Hey, what's going on? It's excuse me. It's October 27th. This month's almost over. I don't know if you celebrate Halloween, but enjoy yourself. Be safe out there. If you do Halloween, make sure you be safe out there. Before I go on, I want to just want to let everybody know to keep Jamaica in prayer down there. They got this hurricane. Melissa's coming through there. Hopefully everybody got to higher ground, and hopefully there's no casualties at all. Just a little collateral damage, maybe, if anything. So make sure you keep them in prayer. Also, over the weekend, Howard University and Lincoln University had some gunfire there. I don't know all the particulars about what's going on down there. Try to get some pieces and parts to it, but couldn't really find out anything solid. And I know that I think in Lincoln they do have a guy in custody that didn't have a permit to carry a concealed weapon, but I don't know if he was a person of interest that did the shooting. And there was multiple people down there with guns. I don't know. I don't know where this world coming to, because when can you not celebrate a homecoming? It just, we as people, we need to stop. I mean, why can't we enjoy ourselves, with a homecoming and just have fun? It just doesn't make any sense, man. It just um I just want people to pray for the families. And I have people of interest, like I have friends that went to Lincoln. I have a cousin that went to Howard. Um, he's fine, and the friends that went to Lincoln, they're fine. Um, but it's just that we can't go out and enjoy ourselves because we just don't know how to behave. I don't understand this. Maybe because I'm getting older, but when I was younger and I was in the military and I went to a homecoming down south, man, we went to party. We went to have fun. Did we drink a little bit? Yeah, we did drink. We did get our drink on. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't no fighting. It was just come together, having a good time, partying, dancing. Wake up in the morning with a hangover, and sometimes you start all over again. It's just one of those things. But anyway, just keep Howard and Lincoln in prayer. Keep Jamaica in prayer as well. So let's get to the elephant in the room. So we got this betting thing going on in the NBA, and we got some stuff um in the NFL about betting. So let's talk about this. The situation with Lamar Jackson. This is why Ravens could be in trouble with the NFL for Lamar Jackson injury decision. So I'm gonna tell you this is how this should go down in any sport. A half an hour You should know who's playing, who's not playing, and it can't be a last minute thing. Okay, because we see what happens when it becomes a last minute thing. People get in trouble. I don't know all the particulars about Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier, third parties involved. I mean, they said Billups gave out 35 names of people. I don't know if they were involved or they got shamed out some money. I don't know which one it was, but we'll find out later on. But I'm just talking about the Baltimore Ravens. It says Baltimore may be in trouble with the NFL for the way they handle Lamar Jackson injury status on week 8. Jackson hadn't practiced in 3 weeks due to a hamstring injury. When he finally got back on the field Wednesday and listed as limited. Okay, listed as limited. The two-time MVP quarterback was listed as limited again on Thursday. On Friday, injury report came out. Jackson was listed as a full participant, and that's where the problem began.
Okay.
Why the NFL investigating Lamar Jackson injury? Do we got somebody on the line? Who we got on the line? Is that Lou? What's going on, Lou? How you doing, brother? Wait a minute. Hey, Lou, how you doing?
All right, Kevin.
All right. It says, why is the NFL investigating Ravens handling of Lamar Jackson? Investigation stems from Jackson listing on Friday injury report at full participant. On Saturday, Ravens retroactive changed Jackson's status to limited. It had been reported that he had only run with the scout team, which definitely means he wasn't a full participant because he didn't take part in the normal depth chart role. The league will look into the NFL spokesman Brian McCarthy told ESPN on Saturday. The league reviews any matters involving a change to a player's status. Excuse me. In a statement released Saturday, this is what the Ravens said. Lamar Jackson was present for participating fully in our entire Friday practice. Upon further evaluation today and after conferring the league's office, because Lamar Jackson didn't take any sort of reps in practice, we didn't update the report to reflect his practice participation. The NFL injury report exists in large part of limited gambling advantages for anyone with information if the injury information is public. This conceptually is less chance of inside information. That's why the league police injury reports are closely to make sure that they're accurate. If it is very possible the Ravens may have made this mistake with no ill intent whatsoever, but the NFL still has to look into it. That's the gist of it right there. So basically, what it was, they didn't report it in time. Okay, this is why I say let's go ahead with that half an hour window, because if you betting, they give you half an hour to make it or break it. You know what I'm saying? And let's think about the situation even with fantasy football. If you have Lamar Jackson starting, and at the last minute it's already locked in, and they say, "Oh, he's not participating." Now you done lost your game, because you're looking at he's averaging almost 20-some points a game, right? Running, passing, throwing the whole 9 yards. So now fantasy wise, he's not playing. So again, you have some leagues that, I got some friends who are in leagues where they play $1,000 to enter. If they win, they get $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 to win. You're telling me, that's a lot of money to be betting on fantasy football. But again, that's your money. You do what you want to do with it. I won't go that far to play that type of money on fantasy football. But again, it gives you a stale taste in your mouth when you're dealing with injuries that have not been reported. And Adam Schefter just came up with something. I don't know what it was that popped up on my phone. So Adam Schefter has talked about something. But again, I say you have that 30-minute window. He's not playing. So that means he can't come back and say, "Oh, yeah, I feel better. I want to play." No, you can't play, right? But you want to play your best players, right? But at the same token, though, you want to be fair about the situation. You don't want to cause a conflict of interest with gambling. And me personally speaking, I was totally against professional sports being part of Las Vegas, because look what we're talking about right now. We're talking about football. Now, let's switch over to basketball. So, from what I read today,
Where the shoe dropped.
there's another player um close to the Portland Trailblazers that said that they were sitting guys down to better the chances in the lottery, right?
Yeah.
But he was telling people that at the last minute. Now, we all know the Spurs invented load management. Oh, we're not playing this guy because of this and because of that. It got to the point. It got to the point where um with the Spurs where Pac wasn't even taking players on the road with him, like Ginobili and Parker and Duncan. They wouldn't even go on road trips. They stayed home, right? Load management.
Yes.
But if you think about this, if you go back and look at the Spurs, how the Spurs have gotten so many #1 draft picks, you go back and let's just look at the Dallas Mavericks, right? You trade Luka to get Anthony Davis, and your chances of winning #1 lottery is slim to none, and you get the #1 lottery, which is Cooper Flag. Come on, people. You telling me you don't think that's some shaky, that little shaky? It is a little shaky.
I think it's a suspicion.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you go from odds like 0.4 or whatever, and like all of a sudden, well, they get them one draft pick. Yeah, I think it's a position there.
Oh yeah, and I mean, and we can go way back, and I'm gonna say this: the NFL more shaky than anybody else. I'm gonna tell you that right now, because football ain't no lottery. The worst team gets the #1 draft pick, and in the NBA, the worst team don't always get the #1 draft pick. Me personally, I think that the NFL should have, I mean, the NBA should have a playoff of all the teams that are not in the play-ins, not in the playoffs, to get the #1 draft pick. The players you have on your team at the end of the year, that's who you play with, and you play to get it. Simple as that. They got they got the in season tournament, which I think is a joke in my opinion. It's a joke. They trying to be like hockey, and it's not really working. Nobody really cares about the Emery Trophy. I mean, personally speaking, Boston can win it all they want. So I ain't bragging about that because I'm bragging about 18, 19, and 20. That's what I'm bragging. That's what I'm going to brag about. But again, you look at it and you look at like I mean, you look at the Cavaliers, how they got LeBron James. Look at how Kyrie Irving. Look at the New York Knicks, how they got Patrick Ewing. Look at the Houston Rockets, how they got Akeem Olajuwon and Ralph Sampson. Look at the Sixers. They tanked for 10 years in a row. And the only thing they got out was Embiid. You know what I'm saying? So again, this this betting on sports right here is ruining the game of sports because now first of all, you want to call it entertainment. And I don't know who bets on movies because movies is entertainment to me. Sports is sports. You know what I'm saying? And you have people out there that betting big money on sports that don't like what's going on. But the thing about basketball is this right here is that it's at the last minute. Oh, he scratched. Well, yeah, he scratched. He ain't playing today. You know what I'm saying? And again, I'm gonna say this again. You give him a 30-minute window. Oh, he's not playing today. Okay, cool. Now I know how to bet. Now I know how to bet on the team if he ain't playing today. You know, it's just simple. It's not rocket science. It's not none of that. But the bigger picture to me with the NBA is this right here. Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier, which we already knew about Terry Rozier's situation. And it said the reason why they couldn't go any deeper in the situation with Terry Rozier is because they didn't have the money to do what the federal government did. Federal government went out and got his phone and all kind of stuff. So Terry Rozier probably is done in the NBA. Billup probably is done in the NBA as well. But his stuff was outside of basketball as well when it came to gambling. He was the guy, brought the people in. They could see the cards, X-ray vision, see the cards, so they getting beat out their money. So again, that's something else. But this is the part that kills me is that Chauncey Bill's name keep coming up, but they said he's dealing with the mafia. So why is somebody from the mafia being locked up as well? Somebody need to tell me who in the mafia, who's the mafia? Tell me who the mafia is. I want to know. Give me the person's name in the mafia. Don't just say the mafia is involved. Give me a name. Oh, why you ain't gonna want to do that? Why? Why you don't want to? Why you don't want to give up a name? But I bet you, if I'm telling you right now, if I'm Chauncey Billups and my career in the NBA is over with, I'm never coach again. Oh, I'm giving up a name. I'm giving up a name unless they gonna grease his pockets. It's simple as that. If they're gonna grease his pockets, then maybe I'm like, my memory kind of, I don't remember exactly who the guy was, where he's from. I just can't remember. But I'm gonna take this hit for this. I'm gonna lay it down for a little bit, and I'm gonna come out of this, and I'm gonna live my life. You ain't gonna hear from me no more, and I'm gonna live my life the way I live my life. And I mean, personally speaking, ain't nothing wrong with that. To me, ain't nothing wrong with living your life the way you want to live it. But again, you can't come out and say the mafia, and then you don't put no faces with the mafia. Only person face you put is Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier, and there's a third person on the Portland Trailblazers that was telling people, hey, they ain't starting this guy tonight. They ain't starting that guy tonight. And there was an article out here, and I can't find it right now, but this article that showed that there was guys he sat down so they could get a better draft pick. But that's what the NBA is all about. But again, if this is crooked, then fix it, Commissioner. Just give us some playoff games to win the number one draft pick. If you want, or you just leave it alone, and the team that has the worst record gets the number one draft pick, right? If you feel like they're tanking, then you find them. Nah, you're not getting number one draft pick. You just got to do some investigation. But at the end of the day, you have to do your due diligence to find out what's going on. But my thing is this right here. You can't just blame everything on Chauncey Billups. Chauncey Billups didn't come with the idea. Somebody came and pulled his coat and said, yo, can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? Hey, check this out. If you do this, I'm going to give you that. But again, when you're allowed to bet on professional sports, this is what you're going to get, right? This is what you're going to get. And the NBA sent out something. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Okay, so this is what it says. NBA sends a league-wide memo on gambling policy response to FBI arrest. I am pretty sure they sent this out before. I'm pretty sure they gave this to the guys when they got drafted. They said, read this, sign this, and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like it's not like they haven't read this before. It's not like they haven't went over this before. But again, you look at Terry Rozier, look at the contract that he got from the Charlotte Hornets when he left Boston to go there. And the strange thing is the three players that's involved were all on Celtics teams. That's the crazy part. That is the crazy part about it. But this is what it says. Gambling scandal rocked the NBA last week as he guard Terry Rozier, Trailblazers coach Chauncey Billups, and a dozen other individuals were arrested for federal authorities. Rozier allegations have been held confident profit from prop bets on his game for voluntarily pulling himself out of the contest. Somebody step in? Somebody come on the line. Okay, we got who we got online? Oh, we got Curry on the line. Curry, how you doing?
I'm good. How about you?
All right. And it says let me see. Games for voluntarily pulling himself out of contest due to injuries. While Billups is accused of engaging in rigging poker games in the connection with the mafia. Here we go with the mafia. Nobody knows who the mafia is. Tell me, put a name in a face with the mafia, then we good. It is a foundation-shaking development with wide-ranging ramifications that have begun to be felt yet. In immediate aftermath of the situation, the NBA only public statement noted Rozier and Billups were being placed on leave and that they view the allegations with a utmost seriousness. Adam Silver said he was deeply disturbed by the allegations in the interview. Now, the league has sent out a memo to all 30 teams regarding its gambling policy, announcing a review of several rules and increasing focus on the props bet in particular. I'm gonna go back to this again. When you come to the NBA, they set you down and tell you can't bet. This thing about this, you getting paid millions of dollars, right? To not worry about nothing but being able to play basketball, be able to play football, be able to play baseball, be able to play hockey, they play tennis. You get all these endorsements, you get millions and millions of dollars, right? So basically, everything that you need is taken care of if you don't have a big family. So let's just say you get like I'm a rookie, I come in, I'm a first round draft pick in the NBA, I mean NFL. My guarantee, I'll get a guaranteed money, right? And I get some money up front. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna do is probably take care of my mom, break off a little bread to my church. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take care of those close to me that been there for me, right? That's what I'm gonna do. But after that, what else do I need to worry about? You know what I'm saying? So money's not even an issue for me. Paying the bill ain't even an issue no more. So so my whole focus should be playing basketball, playing football, playing baseball. So I mean, if you look at the contract that Terry Rozier got when he left Boston, it wasn't no chump change. He wanted money. Boston said, "We're not paying you that much, so we're gonna send you to Charlotte." Did a sign and trade with him, right? So again, it's not like they haven't talked about this before. When they go to rookie camp, they tell them about this. So it says here, what was that? Immediate aftermath. Okay, the statement sent by the NBA General Counsel Rick Buckingham and the EVP of the league policy Dan Spillman can be found in full below. Given the spread of legal betting to the majority of the U.S. states, the recurrence of integrity issue across sports, and emergence of okay. Novel betting formats marketing. This is an opportune time to carefully reassess how sports betting should be regulated, and how sports leagues can be protected themselves, their players, and their fans. While usually betting on Tigers under in the March 2023 game was detected in real time because the bets were placed legally. We believe there is more than that can be done from a legal regulation perspective to protect the integrity of the NBA, our affiliate leagues, and particularly positioning bets on individual players' performances involve heightened integrity concerns and require additional scrutiny. We have also begun to process a reviewing league policy regarding injury report, the training and education of the NBA personnel, safety measures for NBA players, with sports betting now occupying such a significant part of the current sports landscape. Every effort must be made to ensure that players, coaches, and other NBA personnel are fully aware of the dire risks that gambling can impose upon their careers and livelihood. That's our injury that our injury disclosures rules that are appropriate, and the players are protected by harassment by bettors. We also are exploring ways to enhance our existing external integrity monitoring program to better utilize AI and other tools by synthesizing all available data for betting operators, social media, and other sources identify betting activities concerned. We welcome the team input on the matters as we move forward with the new review. If you have any suggestions, questions, or other thoughts, please contact us, either of us. It is a dire situation the NBA finds itself in. Arresting involving active NBA players cast doubt upon the integrity of the game for a greater degree than ever before. There's a lot of work to be done by the league, both in assuring fans and the isolation incidents, to ensure that it does not happen again. The memo seems like a step toward the right situation. Let her go. Horse manure. That's all I'm gonna say about that. You can bet. See, this is the problem I have. You're betting on the player. If you want to bet on the team, that's fine. If you want to bet on the team, that's fine. But you're betting on a player.
Mhm.
And if you're not one person that sits down and bets, like my brother, he goes into it. He bets. He called me up last. Man, if he would have got that double or that triple double or that double this or assist that or assist that, he said, man, I made $500. I was like, okay. I said, thanks for telling me. You know, and he'll call me and say, what do you think about? You think this guy's going to do this or you think that guy? I was like, well, I don't know. I said, it depends. You know. And he's like, yeah, well, I'm gonna try to bet this and that, bet that. He don't bet no big money, but he could win big money. But again, I don't have a problem betting on like I would bet on the team before I bet on a player. And this is the reason why I would never bet on a player because of what Terry Rozier have done. And Terry Rozier, let me pull it up. Let me pull this up here. I'm gonna tell you how much money this dude was making. Rozier's current contract comes to an average of $24 million a year. Like most NBA contracts, he had 96.3 million was fully guaranteed. Rozier carries a salary cap hit of 26.6 million in 2025 and he has set to be unrestricted free agent in 2025. $96.3 million. And he jeopardized all that. Why? Why? Somebody need to tell me why. If there's an issue or he's, you know, something's going on in his world or his life that he had to do what he had to do, you know what I'm saying? And you can't tell nobody. Again, man, this look, $96.3 million. Your annual salary of 26. I'm trying, guys, I'm trying to figure this one out. I'm lost for words for this because it's not making any sense to me. Not one bit of sense is it making to me that you go out and do what you do, you know, and the NBA need to get it together. The NFL need to get it together. The MLB needs to get together. And this is the thing with the MLB, like you know, you look at what's going on in the MLB. The thing with Ohtani and his interpreter, the money that he was doing with, right? You know, and then they said LeBron has something to do with him, which I don't think he does. I don't. LeBron's too smart, and that dude loves money too much. He's not. I'm gonna say this: if they said it was Michael Jordan, I would believe him because he bets on anything. He bets that a snail would take 20 minutes to get across the street just to be betting. He loves to bet. If anybody know Michael Jordan personally, you know he loves to bet. He loves to bet. He'll tell you he loves to bet. We got Razul on the line. Razul, what's going on, brother? How you doing?
How's everything with you, bro?
All right. So again, I'm trying to figure this thing out about the betting. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully they can get this thing corrected because it leaves a sour taste in like me. Like, do I think sports is fixed? Yes, I do think sports is fixed. I think there's certain teams they want to win. And I'm gonna give you guys a prime example. When the Rams play, two examples with the Rams. The year the Rams played the Saints and they didn't call the pass interference, and they lost to Tom Brady 10-3. That was a bad call. They should have threw the flag. Then maybe 2 years later after that, they played the Dallas Cowboys and they took the ball and spotted like 3 yards ahead of where the guy went out of bounds. And it's like the announcer like, yo, what's going on here? Why would they move the ball that far up? You know what I'm saying? And then they reviewed it and moved the ball back, right? So you do, and if you watch your team, you think there's sometimes your team gets a call that other teams don't get. And I saw that, and I was like, what are they doing? But this is when they had just moved into the stadium, so they're trying to make this thing real nice for them so that they can get to the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So again, it happens to everybody. And I got another one for you. When the Boston Celtics played the Lakers in 80, let me see, 80, '81, I think it was, or '82. I can't remember. The Lakers was blowing the Celtics out, and then all of a sudden the Celtics come back and won the series. Celtics wasn't the fastest team at all. They wasn't the fastest team. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's the championship. I tell my dad I always scratch my head at because I don't know if that's legitimate championship win. I mean, we can look at our teams, all our teams. We can look at them and say, like I know Razoo's on here. And he's a Commanders fan. I remember when they played the Miami Dolphins with and Curry's on here with Dan Marino, and I think they had who I know not Dan Marino. Who was the quarterback? Curry when they played Redskins with John Riggins. Was that Stock? Was that John Stock?
Who?
Who's the quarterback for Dolphins? Was that Stock?
No, Bounce. No, he didn't play for Dolphins.
No, Stock. 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 Stock.
No, that wasn't Stock. That was the guy. He's dead now. Gosh.
Let me see if I
can. Shucks. But anyway, I know who you're talking about. I'll think about it, man. What's your point on that?
So watching that game, right? I'm going for Miami, and there's a couple runs where Riggins was short for the first down. They gave him the first down. I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, yo, why are they moving the football? And back then, they didn't have no review back then. And so it goes back a little far. Let me see quarterbacks. It goes back far. Even and I'm gonna say this, you can go back to the guy that played for Michigan, that they played for Notre Dame and went to play with the Bears, I think it was. Oh my goodness. The book I'm reading it tells you about the history of football and how he ended up went to Chicago. That's what it was. He going to Chicago, and the way they had it done. Okay, so you had Dan Marino went to 1, David Woodley went to 1, Don Stock went to 2.
David Woodley was the one that went to the Super Bowl.
Okay. So So the year that year right there, it was a little shaky, man. I'm telling you, it was a little shaky. That was a little shaky right there. So again, I just want the sports world to get it right, because now you can come out with any letter you want to come out with, but if I'm a betting person and I love to bet, I'm thinking twice about this thing. I'm like, man, do I really want to bet on this? You know what I'm saying? And you can't, they don't allow you to bet on the teams no more. They allow you to bet more on the players. I mean, they even got bets for who's going to be the MVP, who's going to do that, I mean, think about, they like at Super Bowl, who's going to be the first one to score a touchdown, who's going to be the first one to get a fumble, who's going to be the first one to deflect the football. Betting's all around us, right? But at the end of the day, is it good for the sport? Because right now we're seeing it's not good for the sport, because we have everything going with the NBA, and we got the situation with Lamar Jackson. You know what I'm saying? So you got all these things going on in the world of sports, and it doesn't look good. It just doesn't look good. And I didn't like it when they brought it into the world of sports. If you want to bet on the team, then you can bet on the team. But no, I'm not with this situation. Before I go on, I want to congratulate my Harrisburg Cougars, 10-0 for the second time in Harrisburg High history. We're 10-0. We won the Mid-Penn title. We're the number two seed for the playoffs. This team, boy, I tell you right now, this team a little shaky, man. I'm telling you right now, I ain't got a good feeling about this team right now. So hopefully they can get it together within the next day. We got a bye this week. Everybody gets healthy, and then we play the winner between Cumberland Valley and CD, who we played already this season. Cumberland Valley, we had 4 interceptions against them. We ended up winning 21-16. We got to do better if that's the next opponent that's in front of us. But again, we have a great chance of maybe going to the state finals this year and maybe winning. This team right here is if this team doesn't do it, I don't know if we ever will get an opportunity to get there again after this. But we want to wish them the best of luck. We want to congratulate them for what they did and wish them the best of luck going forward. All right, guys. College football. So Brian Kelly got to the office and it changed the locks on the doors at LSU. LSU locked the doors. So guys, tell me this. Razoo, who do you think will be the next coach for the LSU Tigers?
Oh man, that's a good question. I don't know.
Don't know. Lou, you got somebody?
Not off the top of my head, no.
Okay. Kerry, you got somebody?
No, I mean, it's just the field is just so wide open that it could be anybody. But I'll give you a name. I'll just say Nick Saban. He'll go back to LSU.
Oh, Nick. Yeah, I think so. And we have somebody else on the line. I don't see their number, but they on the line. They're from Harrisburg though. So if you wanna chime in, just let me know. Just say I wanna say something or I wanna give my opinion. I don't know who you are though, but thank you for popping in and listening to our show.
But the elephant in the room always wants to hear anything.
Who's the elephant in the room?
Who you think?
I can't catch the voice. Kenny Robb.
Kenny Robb.
What's going on, elephant in the room? Hey, God, let me introduce you. Let me introduce you to Kenneth Robinson, a classmate of mine. We go way back, man. Let me tell you a little story about Kenny. We in high school, right? We in the same class, right? We in English class. So he got this beat in his head, so he's sitting in the chair dancing to the beat in the chair, just dancing, right? And gets tired. I was like, yo, what's going on, Kenny? What's going on? Ain't he a jokester? He's a jokester. Kenneth had a little battle with amputation, but he's coming through, man. We prayed for him. He's a very, very good friend of mine, man. I value.
I get my leg.
Go ahead.
I get my leg on the 22nd of December.
Oh shucks! And you gonna shake it a little bit?
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. But anyway, Kenny did a show with me a while ago, and it was called The Elephant in the Room. It was really good. He's a Steelers fan, so I'm surprised he came in today after that shellacking they got last night. But
well, the shellacking.
Yeah. So Kenny, let me ask you a question. LSU.
Yeah.
Who you got going to LSU?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I'm going to LSU, but the coach at LSU is going to Penn State.
Who, Kelly?
Why? Oh. Because listen.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
They were not a good team last year.
Who's they?
They're the LSU.
Okay.
And the recruiting of this year sucks.
Okay.
So maybe, I'm not saying he's a bad coach, but maybe he's in the wrong program.
Okay. Hey, Kenny, I got somebody on live said Kenny needs to come back.
That was in the room, baby.
So you think
we talk about the things nobody else want to talk about?
Exactly. So you think
even if we ain't got the truth.
So you think Brian Kelly will go to Penn State?
Yeah, I think he's
So we're calling him a horrible coach. But he has a horrible team. You know, like Deion Sanders is sucking the big one. The team's sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes it's not. I mean, the coach can only do so much.
Okay. Okay. So let me ask you.
You know, I tell the
So let me ask you this question: LSU is there. If you go out and look at the NIL money, right? Let me see if I can pull this up on. Let me see if I can pull this up for you. Let me see what we got here. Top college football top programs ranked by NIL. Okay, let's see what we got. They go from 50 down. So let's see what we got in the top. Lord. Here we go. I'm not surprised Oregon Ducks, you know, because the guy from Nike was alumni for their $969 $969 in NIL money. That's what they got. Number 2, Texas A&M Aggies, $849 million. I'm a little surprised with Texas A&M being there. Texas Longhorns, $766 million. Florida Gators, who fired their coach, if I'm not mistaken, $763 million. Georgia Bulldogs, $716 million. Oklahoma State, $670 million. LSU, number 7, $618 million. Oklahoma Sooners, $597 million. I might ask you a question after this. Auburn, $580 million. Florida State, $540 million. That's number 10. Number 11 is Ohio State, Alabama, Virginia Cavaliers, $516 million, Kenny. Tennessee Vols.
Go Weed.
Michigan Wolverines is 15. Iowa Hawkeyes is 16. Clemson, South Carolina, Kansas Jayhawks, Louisville Cardinals is 20. Michigan State, Washington Huskies, Texas Tech Raiders, Wisconsin Badgers, and Penn State at $380 million at 25. So LSU's in there with the money. So LSU went out there and got, like Penn State, they went out there and got everybody they needed to get, and they still didn't come through. But I tell people this about Penn State. Nobody can answer me this question. If you're one play away from winning the national championship, going to the national championship game against Ohio State, which you probably would have lost, but all your wide receivers go in the portal, right? So you got to go get another wide receiver.
Right.
But why do you do that? As a Penn, now nobody
So
can.
why do you leave a team that is potentially going to go to the national title, get high visibility? Why did you leave?
You know why they left? Because Penn State's not a wide receiver school. It's a more running back type of school. That has to change. That has to change, because if you as a Penn State fan, I'm watching Oregon. The first half of the game, I swear before God, I think Joe Paterno's out there coaching. I think he's coaching, because that's what it looked like. They didn't open up the game until the second half. And this is the weird part about it. The games that they lost, guess who was the leading rusher? The quarterback. So if you bring in a quarterback that can play option, run the football, now you got somebody spy on him, right? That adds to the flavor to your team. So now you got some linebacker or cornerback, or say somebody got to watch the guy. So that leaves the tight end open, the wide receiver open, the running back out the backfield open. That leaves somebody open that's not getting double teamed. But you keep getting these quarterbacks that pocket pass quarterbacks. I don't get it. I don't get it. Last quarterback that he had on the team, Kerry Collins, they won a national championship, Rose Bowl. Ever since then, pocket passing quarterbacks ain't working. But if you look at Wally Richardson, you look at Robinson there, look at the other quarterback in it. Those guys did well because they could run the football as well. Penn State has to get out of that. They have to get out of that. And I don't know if Kelly is the right move for him. I'm gonna say this: I don't want Matt Rule there either, because Matt Rule, he was under Joe Paterno. So you're gonna bring some slice and dice to Penn State. You're gonna bring a quarterback that can run the football to Penn State. Then you're gonna get wide receivers. You're gonna get wide receivers that can sling the ball. I'm not saying Drew Allen's not a good quarterback, but to me, they hyped him up just like they hyped up Manny, right? And now Manny's hurt.
Well,
He's going to be the number one draft pick. It's all going to get fixed. He's going to be the number one draft pick coming out this year. Oh, no, he's not coming out this year. He's going to come out next year. Right?
right.
Now, I'm a little confused on this because, again, you look at Penn State, Florida, and LSU. LSU was supposed to win a national championship. Penn State supposed to be in the runnings. They kind of got it right with the teams in the Big Ten, but the SEC is.
When was LSU? When was LSU supposed to win the national championship? The last 2 years?
No, they were ranked. They was ranked in the top 10 this year, right? So that means they had an opportunity to go into the playoffs because they're taking 12 teams this year, right? So the only thing they had to do was not lose more than 2 games. Not lose more than 2 games. But they still ain't played Alabama yet. They ain't played Ole Miss yet. I'm gonna tell you whose name coming up, guys. Lane Kiffin. Don't be surprised if he goes to LSU. Because I just told you they got money. They got money. They have money. So again, if you look at
having money is only half the problem.
Right.
It's only half the solution.
Okay.
So you can throw a bunch of, okay, prime example. Pittsburgh Steelers threw a bunch of money in defensive back. And Chase for Cincinnati made them look like freshman football players.
That's because they had a good quarterback right there. They had Flacco. Flacco played against Pittsburgh. He knows that. But.
That's my case in point.
Right.
It doesn't matter how much money you throw at it. They can't play.
Well, I get
at the same level as a championship team.
I get your point when it comes to the pros, but when it comes to college, it's all about the money. So now this is what I read today, right, guys? Is that I'm gonna get all your opinion on this too. That now, since they closed the portal for you to transfer after the season's over with, so now you got guys picking up. Yo, my man, you did good this year. Come on over to Hoochie Coochie University, and I got this quarterback, and we gonna make this thing work. Come on over. This is how much we're gonna give you NIL money. So, is that considered illegally recruiting a guy to come to your school? I would say so, especially if he's on another team, right? So if you got a guy that looks good on another team, and they say, well, you know what? Man, this guy, he would really fit right here with us. Give him a call. Find out.
But he would look good, but if your offensive line is trash,
give us. But the thing about it is, give him a call. See how much money he wants.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's a problem that the college is having right now as well. Again, like I said, with Penn State, when they lost that game to Notre Dame, him throwing the interception instead of just throwing the ball away and going to overtime. When that game was over with, them dudes, all the wide receivers hit the portal. They're like, yo, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. So they gave James Franklin everything he wanted up at Penn State. to bring in those recruits for the wide receivers that they brought in, and they had no route runners, right? They just didn't have it. And then again, I'm looking at the play calling, but again, like I said before, when the games got good, it's because the quarterback started running. He did something they weren't expecting to do. So that gives you that says, hey, maybe we need to change up what we're doing, you know, and go to a quarterback that's a play option run quarterback. So Razul, give me your opinion on, do you think it's okay for colleges to call a guy that's still on a team and convince him to come to another school and make more money in their ideal? What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, they already did it back in the day. I mean, that's why they created the portal. But back in the day when they didn't have the portal, they had these college students jumping from one college to another. Now they could do it more frequently. Well, you know, these college players, they just don't want to be with the organization no more, so they hop on a train and go further north or south to a university where they can just get on the practice squad or get in the first string, to play with the team. So do I think this is acceptable? I mean, it's already the norm.
Okay. Kerry, what's your thoughts?
Read the question by me again, because I heard the question, but I didn't.
Do you think it's okay? Like, say for example, you like North Carolina, right? And they got a good wide receiver, a good running back. For another school to call him while he's still there, saying, "Hey, come to my school. We're gonna pay you more NIL money than North Carolina's paying you, and you'll be running behind a better offensive line. You have a better quarterback. Overall, the offense you can help out. You can help us maybe make the playoffs. We can be one of the top 12 teams next season in the playoffs. For the playoff run in college football. Do you think that should be allowed?"
I think there should probably be a rule against it, but I don't think there is a rule against it. So, yeah, I think they should be able to do it if there's no rule. I mean, it's not breaking any rules. Now, I do know that they can't talk to, like, transfer portal guys. They can't talk to them about other players now. But still, if they're not breaking any rules, yeah, why not, man? Take advantage of the rule that's not there. I don't like coming up with a rule in the middle of a game.
Right. So I mean, so you're
Exactly.
so Lou, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's right. I mean, they're scoring, instead of trying to lure them in by giving them more money. It's like a tactic. They're trying to get him, to go from one to another. I don't think that's right. He just stay where he is.
Okay.
Some coaches will try to do anything to lure a player from one place to another. You're going to try to get more money, whatnot. But I don't think it's right. There should be a rule against it.
Okay.
For another reason, but there should be a rule. I happen to agree with that.
Okay. So Kerry, question for you with North Carolina, bringing them back up again. Why are we hearing Belichick's name is on the hot roster to be fired? Do you think that he did that bad of a job as a head coach?
I don't think he's done a good enough job to be have the record that he's. I mean, he's getting paid $10 million a year. He should be doing a lot better. And I told you before, I just don't know how committed Belichick is to that team. He kind of left a sour taste in my mouth when during the bye week he went on vacation when he should have been number one game planning for Cal, and number two, if he wasn't doing that, he should have been out hitting the streets, calling in recruits, or looking at see what he could do to improve his team. He out somewhere having a good time with his girlfriend, and probably nobody having a good time. But he got plenty of time to do that in the off season, because when he was at New England, he worked 15, 16 hours a day, and he expected his coaches to work 15, 16 hours a day. And he probably wasn't making 10, he might have been making 10 million a year, but still, at that point, you got a team that you're trying to build. You don't have time to be taking off in the middle of the season. So he should be on the hot seat. And if they fired him, I was not a big fan of him coming in to begin with. But if they fired him at the end of this season, I would not be disappointed whatsoever.
And I was surprised that they hired him, to be honest with you, because there was going to be some stipulations here that came along with him. You know, because the NIL is that's a lot to deal with. That's why I don't think Nick Saban will come back. If Nick Saban were to come back, I think he's gonna put himself in the same situation that Belichick is in. Okay, I'm here to coach football. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get my offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator.
Let me say this about Nick Saban. There's a difference between Nick Saban and Bill Belichick. Nick Saban has been going and doing all this recruiting for the last umpteen years, except for the years that he was with the Dolphins. He was with, LSU and the other, I can't think of who else before that, and then all those years with Alabama. He's used to doing that. Bill Belichick was not used to doing that. Bill Belichick was not used to going in somebody's living room, sitting down and saying, hey, we like to have your son come out of school. And the difference, too, Nick Saban don't mind opening up the money bag. They were doing that before it became legal. So now that it's a legal thing, and he would hit the ground running if he did come back running. And I think players would want to come play for Nick Saban because he gets his players pro ready more so than most coaches in the NCAA.
And I don't disagree with you saying, but my point I was trying to get across though is that the reason why he left college football is because of the NIL deal. And as we saw, Alabama's not even in the top 10 as far as spending money to get players to come there and play anymore.
Right. That's exactly why he left.
You know what I'm saying? So to me, I think that's the only thing that's what I'm saying. He would do a Belichick situation where I'm not going out and I'll go recruit, but the money part of it, I don't want no parts to deal with that because that's added pressure on him to go out there and do the money part. So I think that's what I'm saying. I don't think he would do that part of it. He would probably still go out and do the recruiting part.
That's what you're saying about Alabama. Alabama may not do that, but other schools will do that. That's why I say he could go to LSU, back to LSU, and I bet you they would not be shamed about writing that check. But see, Alabama didn't want to do that, so that's why he did leave Alabama. But I think he kind of left the door open that he would mind coming back to coach if the right situation presented itself, and I think it could with LSU. Because LSU wants to win another championship, and I think they'll go to all extremes to win that championship.
I don't disagree with that.
What better situation than he has to come? What would be the best deal? He was already one of the highest paid coaches in college football.
Oh, he would have.
But it's not about money. It's about pride, prestige, and winning championships. Now he got all the money he needs.
Yeah, I don't.
Here's the thing.
I don't know.
I don't think.
Go ahead.
I don't think Belichick is his system transfers to a college system. He doesn't have access to the players like he has in the pros.
Okay, I could agree with that.
So if he's doing, listen, we're gonna work this out 10, 12 hours. We're gonna do this. Well, the kids can't do that. They got class. They got this. They got that. And so he doesn't have the access, and his system is very complicated. It always has been.
But I think though.
So now he has to dumb down.
Yeah. He probably does.
The playbook to college attitudes, 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds who think they're better than they are. He can't even approach them the same, and we know how he likes to approach his players.
But I think North Carolina hadn't given. I don't know what North Carolina was thinking about when they offered him the job. Because he's not going to come in and instantly win right now with what he has because he hasn't recruited these guys right now. These guys are guys that.
But he has to learn how to be a college coach.
Right, and I'm not disagreeing with that, but I think that for him to be on the hot seat right now, it has to be really bad. Now I'm gonna say this like Curry said, him going on vacation, if I'm an alumni, that kind of leaves a bad taste in my mouth because we're paying you to come here and teach football and teach our young men life skills and things of that nature, and maybe get them to the next level. That right there wasn't a good look. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't a good look. But I'm saying you gotta give him at least.
But again,
Go ahead.
that speaks to him not being a college coach of kids.
So
I think it speaks to not being committed.
and that's and
it could be all that, but that's just not his. You got everybody can't coach college.
well, I think
It's like every great college coach can't coach pro.
I think college is easier before the NIL came around for a guy from the pros to go to college because they know what they know. Like for example, when Nick Saban left Miami, went to Alabama. He said to them guys, he said, "Look, man, I've been to pros. I know what it takes to get to pros. Do this workout, do what I ask you to do, and I guarantee you'll get to pros." And he definitely got guys in the pros. I mean, the one year Alabama had
doing the pros.
Alabama had.
What was his winning percentage?
I don't know, but he was at the but the thing about it is though, Kenny, is that he's at that level, so he already knows what he needs. He already knows what they need to know to get them to that next level, right? So the only thing he has said to him, yo, follow this program, and I can get you to the pros. And again, if you look at the last when he was at Alabama, I guarantee you had more guys getting drafted from Alabama than anywhere else because he already had them understanding what they already probably was doing some type of regiment compared to the pros. So it was not that hard of to adapting from college to pros because they were already adapted to it. So again, I think to me before the NIL, it was easier for a pro coach to go to college. And now with the NIL, because now you're dealing with the money part of it, you know, and Belichick basically said, I'll come in and coach. I'll get a coaching staff together, but I'm not dealing with the NIL part of it. I'm gonna let y'all deal with that. If I come to you and say, yo, I need this guy, then you go get the guy. I don't care how much money getting paid. He got to be able to play football. I think that's the mentality he has at North Carolina. Is it a good mentality? Probably not. You know what I'm saying? Because that kind of distances you away from your players because you look at your players and it's like, yo, you just here because because you want the money. Are you really here to play football?
Well, Bill Belichick doesn't have to handle the finance part of it, the NIL part of it, because that's why he's got Michael Lombardi there to do all of that.
Right, and that's
hired Michael Lombardi just for that specific job
exactly
to go in and to be the GM. So he don't have to. He took that part off his plate. So
exactly.
he don't have to deal with that.
And that's what I'm saying. And I think that's him doing that is because he just didn't want to deal with it. And I think the same thing with Nick Saban would probably come back and say the same thing. I just want to coach football.
More schools are doing that. They're hiring GMs.
Yeah, I just want to coach football. I don't want to do nothing with NIL. That's not. I'll go out and recruit. I'll tell you this guy. I think he'd be a good fit for us. Whatever you give him for the money, you give him for the money. You know, but I don't think they're giving Belichick enough time to develop the team that he wants to do. I would say give him I'll say at least 3 years unless they really stink next year. Give him an opportunity to recruit players, the type of players he wants to come there, and see what happens. You know, and did you look at Lane Kiffin, and he goes to Ole Miss, and now look at Ole Miss, they're rocking and rolling. You know what I'm saying? They're undefeated or they got one loss, but they're Ole Miss got one loss. They're number 7 in the rankings. They got the Texas A&M, Alabama, Georgia, Ole Miss, Georgia Tech, Vanderbilt, all in the top 10 and all from the SEC. Penn State, Indiana, the only 2 outside of that. I'm sorry, Ohio State, Indiana, and Oregon are in there as well. But you got BYU, Miami, and Notre Dame in the 12th spot. So I just think that,
Mhm.
and I just think that you gotta be a motivator as well. Because just think about Notre Dame, right? So they get rid of Brian Kelly. The players get behind the coach they have now, and they said, "This is who we want as the coach." He comes in, is a little shaky.
Well, you know, your fans was cheering fire Brian Kelly at the game, so you know you don't think that athletic director didn't hear that, you know, and they listening to those fans. But back to Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick should not be given a longer leash just because his name is Bill Belichick. If his name was Curry Young, I guarantee you they would be wanting to run him out of town already. You know, in fact, he probably wanting to run out of town because he's failing at his job. I don't care if because his name is Bill Belichick. If you fail, you fail. You should not be rewarded for failing.
So let me ask you a question.
Right.
You being a North Carolina fan, how long should it take for how long would you give Belichick to turn that? So what's a good do they play 10 games?
Well, to answer your question, how long he should at least have gotten a bowl game this year. Mac Brown got a bowl game every year he was there.
I
so
know.
You fire Mac Brown because he wasn't getting to the next level, and then you bring Bill Belichick in there, who's not getting to Mac Brown level. So why should Bill Belichick get a longer leash than Mac Brown? Mac Brown was an excellent recruiter. He just wasn't a good coach.
Right.
Mac Brown could get the players. He just could not put the pieces in place where they needed to be, and he would not bring in a good defensive coordinator to run his program. But I think Bill Belichick is failing at his job, and I think he's had long enough. Bill Belichick thought that going to North Carolina would be a stepping stone to get him back in the NFL.
But if you're saying Bill Belichick is not a great coach,
no, he's not saying.
Is that what you're saying?
No, he's not saying that. He's not saying that.
I didn't say Bill Belichick's not a great coach.
I said that.
But Bill Belichick is not a great coach right now. No, if you're going on his past, yeah, he was a good coach then. But
Mo said that.
What he's showing in North Carolina, no, he's not a great coach.
We got Mo on the line.
Mo said he's not a great coach.
He's not a great coach, Mo?
He's not a great coach.
Why not?
You take away Tom Brady, he's 50-50. He's a 500 coach.
Well, we talking about college right now. We
he ain't even a 500 college coach.
So I'm looking at their schedule right now. I'm looking at the TCU. They lost 48-14. They beat Charlotte 20-3. They beat Richmond 41-6. They lost to UCF 34-9. Clemson 38-10. Cal 21-18. That was probably a close game. They lost Virginia 17-16. So there is some improvement in the losses. You know what I'm saying? They have Syracuse, Stanford, Wake Forest, Duke, and NC State left, right? So they got 2 wins. They're probably not going to get in the bowl game and get in the bowl. And I get now, Curry, I get that part of it. I get that part. If you're saying Mac Brown got him to bowl games, but he hasn't did that, but he should be able to at least get six wins to get them a bowl game. I totally agree with you on that one. I'm not going to disagree with you on that at all, because if he's that good of a coach, he'll find a way to get them 6 wins. Don't look like it's going to happen, right? So if you're saying for that reason and that reason only that he should be going, okay, I can't disagree with you on that, because Mac Brown was getting them to the bowl games. He just wasn't getting them over. He just wasn't winning the games that needed to be won. So again, look.
Well, they lost to Virginia. But can't you honestly say Virginia is better than they were last year?
Wahoo wah, baby.
That's right.
That's right.
Go Who.
Oh, here we go. Here we go with this.
Wahoo wah. You not be Virginia. Hooray. Hey.
Ray, UVA.
Kenny.
Yeah.
What college you go to?
The one that Ralph Sampson went to.
Yep.
Kenny.
The one that Herman Moore went to.
Kenny.
No.
What school did you really go to?
Norfolk State.
Okay. Okay. So, so looking at the college rankings right now, if the playoffs were to start right now, and you got BYU who's undefeated at number 10, Miami's at number 6. I mean number 10, Notre Dame's at number 12. So somebody's not gonna get in, right? And so this is gonna be the argument about we had 8 games right now. We got what they got 3 more games left. Let me see. Let me look at Ohio State. Ohio State got Penn State this weekend. I'm gonna say this. I went to go look for Penn State game week before last. It wasn't even on TV. I just want to see who they had playing quarterback. It wasn't even on TV.
They're not even in the top 25.
They ain't even in the top 50. They got
I think you're like 63 or something.
So Ohio State has Penn State, Purdue, UCLA, Rutgers, and Michigan, all winnable games because they go to Purdue and they go to Michigan, and they have UCLA at home, Rutgers at home, and they go.
Well, hold on now. We haven't beat Michigan in 4 seasons.
I think this might be the year for them. I think this might be the year. But I'm just looking at they'll be 11 and they could go 11 and 0, right? That's 1, 2, 3, 4. No, they could be 12 and 0.
Right.
They're 7 right now. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They could be 12 and 0. The problem though is that guys, when we talk about this though, is when does the strength of schedule become a factor in you choosing the top 12 teams? Do you guys agree that the strength of schedule should matter? Mo, what's your thoughts?
Well, it should definitely matter because I still don't understand why Florida State with an undefeated record did not make it in 2 years ago. That was nuts, though.
Strength of schedule problem.
No, it was because they said they took them out because their quarterback got hurt.
Oh,
they did not believe in their backup quarterback.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what it was.
You're right. But again, I mean, but this is the thing though, guys. So let me ask you guys a question. Do you think Notre Dame deserves to get into the top 12 at 5-2? Have they played enough good teams on the schedule to get in?
I tell you what, Notre Dame plays harder teams than anybody else.
So they lost to Miami, lost to Texas Tech, beat Purdue, beat Arkansas, beat Boise State, beat NC State, beat USC, got Boston College, played Navy, Pitt, Syracuse, and Stanford. That Pitt game is going to be big. That's at Pitt. And I might go to that.
Yeah.
I might go to that Pitt game because one of the kids from Harrisburg plays at corner. That might be a game. Well, I don't know. That weather might be something out there in Pittsburgh. Maybe I might not fool with that weather.
It's gonna be different out there.
Yeah, that's a different code out there. So again, so if Notre Dame loses, if they lose to one of those teams, they're probably out of it, right? And then you might move, because you got BYU and Miami. BYU is 8-0. You got Miami at 6-1. They both tied. They got both of them at 10. Then you got Notre Dame at 12. So that early loss for Notre Dame might hurt them. But again, like I said before, I give them credit for playing tough teams at the beginning of the year. Like I gave Ohio State credit for playing Texas at the beginning of the year. I think that
right off the bat.
I think that's where we're gonna get rid of these cupcake teams in the future, and they're gonna play some real football. Because I think the schedule, if you do 12 teams, then they're gonna come back and say, "Well, my schedule was this or my schedule was that. Why am I not getting in? Because I had a tougher schedule." No, look at Notre Dame's schedule; it's not that tough. They played 2 teams at the beginning of the year, and they haven't really played anybody else that challenged them since then, right? So, and then if you look at BYU, Look at BYU. They Portland, Stanford, East Carolina, Colorado, West Virginia, Arizona, Utah. Utah is the only team that's ranked that they beat. Iowa State. They got Texas Tech, who's 13, TCU, Cincinnati, who's 17, and UCF. That's what they got left, right? That Texas Tech game could be a game. That could be a high scoring game because they scoring some points right there. The team that I'm gonna tell you guys that might be the issue, it might be Texas Tech. Texas Tech, they could be the team that outside looking in for real because they play Utah. That's it. That's ranked. Nobody. They play BYU. So they got Kansas State, BYU, UCF, and West Virginia. That schedule might kill them going forward if that don't change.
So when you ask questions like why is Notre Dame there, right? They were ranked when they went to the national championship.
Yes.
So the next year you're going to be in the top 10.
You should be in the top 10.
And they stay and they keep fighting.
I'm not.
As long as they keep winning.
Yeah, I'm just saying the 2 losses they got, maybe that might hurt them going forward. Like Tennessee is 14, they got 2 losses.
They will hurt them.
You know what I'm saying? So the thing about it is do you allow? Now the thing about it is with Notre Dame is that Notre Dame, people follow Notre Dame. They know people going to follow Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Again, this could be about money. So we'll see how this thing turns out, man.
It's always about money.
It's always about money. All right, let's move on to the MLB. So tonight, the Blue Jays play the Dodgers. At 8:00, it's tied 1-1. There had been some. Who left? Somebody left off the. Who left? Well, that was Lou. I don't
know nothing about baseball, Kevin. I'm gone.
Well, you stick around because we're gonna talk some NFL football too. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about talk about why Green Bay did what Green Bay did last night. But
wow.
But
whatever.
But it's whatever. But this is gonna be a good series. I think that first game with the Dodgers, Snell, he was shaking. He couldn't find the strike zone for nothing at all. But I think they woke up a sleeping giant for real. I hope it'll be a good series, but I think the Dodgers are really focused. I think that they turn the switch on, and I think they're gonna get things done. Blue Jays are not a team to play around with, but it's a good series. I think it's gonna be a good series. I think it's gonna be better than what people think it was. But when you have a pitcher that pitches 9 innings, I love that. I love seeing him pitch 9 innings. That's the love of the game of baseball. So they come on tonight. Make sure you guys take a watch for it. I'll be biting my fingernails again tonight. If it goes down to the wire. NFL. So
you got a long way to catch 27, bro.
I'm not even worried about 27. I'm worried about back-to-back, baby.
Yeah.
I'm worried about back-to-back. You wasn't even around for all 27. Just count the ones you was around for.
When you go back to back, let me know. And that was in our time. That was in our lifetime. That was in the 90s.
How you was in the 90s when they went back to back to back?
Yeah. Who went back to back to back in the 90s?
The Yankees.
Man, you were 6 years old.
I was born in 76, bro. And that was at the end of the 90s.
All right.
But yeah, that's 90s. Yeah, that's far away. And you know, it is what it is. I can't get mad at you with you. But that's when you know everybody y'all was buying teams and it was working, but now it ain't working anymore. So we'll see how this
That was
thing.
homegrown, man.
So we'll see how this goes. Yeah, Yankees won 98, 99, and 2000. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
And Toronto won 92, 93. The Yankees won 78, 77. Cincinnati won 75, 76. The Dodgers had never won back to back, even when before I was born.
Hey, Kevin.
Yes, sir.
Let me pick up a Mo here for a minute.
Okay.
You getting on him about not being around for all 27, so he shouldn't. You discounting the ones that he wasn't around for. I slightly remember you saying after the Boston Celtics won, saying we got 18, and you was riding on that. Now you weren't around for all 18 of those, Kevin.
I was born in 1965. Wait a minute. I was born
We was around for most of them.
I was born in 1965. I was born in 1965. When they start winning, 1965.
You didn't remember that?
I was around. I was around, and actually, when let's see, 70. Oh man, when they lost to who did they lose to? I think they lost to Knicks the one year 74. I think it was. They lost to Knicks.
73.
And I started crying, and my dad's like, "Why are you crying?" I said, "Because they lost." He said, "They don't give two about you, man. You need to stop crying." I said, "But this is my team. They lost." He said, "I don't care. Stop all that crying. You act like a little girl. Stop crying." I was like, "But they lost." And so it's been. That's how.
And you ain't learned nothing yet.
And that's how I've been that way all my life. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But I take it a little bit better now than I did before. Only championship that really hurt me with the Celtics was when we lost to the Lakers. And when we lost Perkins, that was a hurt piece right there because Boston should have been back to back to back, but injuries again causes them not to win. So make sure you guys check out the baseball game tonight. See how things come out. What we at here? College. Next.
Let's talk about the NBA yet?
No, not yet. Where we at? Yes.
NBA is playing this year?
Yeah. See, Kenny talking about the NBA because he's a Spurs fan. The team that invented load management and load management and resting everybody so they can get the number one draft pick a couple times a year, a couple times in a row. So yes,
I'm just talking about us being 0-3, man.
Yeah, we don't. It's not. They're not as bad as they look. Like I watched the game last night. The problem was
but Tatum's out, right?
Yeah, but the problem is we couldn't rebound. If we rebound the basketball, we win that game last night. We got. They were terrible rebounding the basketball. They don't box out. If you don't box out, then they're not gonna call nothing. They're not gonna call not one thing. What they call. Where we at here? Football. We behind NFL. So we got week 8 going forward, man, and this thing looking real shaky, boy. I tell you what, the teams that's supposed to win ain't winning. Like Chicago, you playing with a backup to the backup to the backup, and you lose to Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? And then you got Pittsburgh.
Any given Sunday, baby.
And then you get Pittsburgh that allows Green Bay to roll up in there, and Jordan Love does his thing last night. Oof, man. But I tell you what, Miami won. They did. I don't know. The Saints, they go up and down. I mean,
talking about Cleveland though.
The Falcons go up and down. The problem with Cleveland is we don't have nobody.
Cleveland.
We don't have.
They live in Cleveland.
We don't have nobody. But we don't have nobody, so there's no reason to talk about the Browns. But we can talk about the Rams. Sounds
Yeah.
and the sounds go over the crowd.
Wow.
So I don't know if you guys saw. Injuries is part of the game, but man, Scatterboo's injury was bad. If you
That was
didn't
devastating.
if you didn't see it, it reminded me of what it reminded me of Gordon's foot. That's what it reminded me of, man. And that kid's such a vibrant. He was a vibrant player for New York. He brought life to that team. Him and the quarterback, they brought fun back into the team, even though they're not winning, but they made it fun, man. I hope he recovers well. Hope he comes back even stronger than he was this year. But that's painful.
What was his injury? What was the dislocated ankle or
Yeah,
something?
dislocated ankle, but the ankle went the other way. If you saw Gordon Hayward's ankle, it was similar to something like that. So he's pretty much
It
done.
was like my ankle.
Yeah, kind of, sort of. So Miami won this weekend. So Kerry,
Jets won.
So Kerry, what do you think about your coach going forward? Is this a matter of time, or do you think that he's going to be around for a while?
That just, to me, I think it's too late to be getting things together now. He needs to be on the way out. I'm never advocating somebody lose their job, but the team is underperformed all year long, and yesterday was evident that team should be playing much better.
Mm-hmm.
It should not have taken that long for the defense to figure it out. It should not have taken that long for the offense to figure it out. So they got to move on and move off of him. The only thing that they can do now is move from a bad team up into mediocrity and get worse draft picks. So I'm not going to take a lot out of it. Unless they went on some miraculous streak and start winning every game and win 8 out of the next 9 games, then I would say, yes, he should probably stay around. But at this point, him and the GM, I think they both need to be gone.
Okay.
I think they need to move off a tour and just go ahead and bite the bullet, just like Denver did with Russ, and move off of it and just start over. And I keep saying, hire Ray Agnew Jr. as the GM and let him hire his own coach and let him bring in his own quarterback and build that team the way it needs to be team built, because I think Ray Agnew will bring some toughness to that team, and the coach that he hire will be sure to have toughness with him, and the team will feed off that coach.
Okay. Hey, so I didn't know Penix didn't play yesterday. I was wondering what's going Kirk Cousins. So what happened to Penix? Did he hurt? Was he hurt or what? What was the deal with him?
Yeah, he was hurt yesterday.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but Tyreek didn't play yesterday either, so I ain't feeling sorry for Penix.
That's why they got beat, huh?
So we got 2 Steelers fans on the line with us today. So, Kenny, give me your take on the Steelers, man. You got a good feeling right now with them, or how you feeling? How you feeling?
Well, I feel the same way I felt for the past 9-10 years. We are barely getting to the playoffs type team. I thought this might have been the year that we win the playoffs outright. But I can see us tanking right after the middle of the season. Yeah, I can see it. I mean, what's his name? What's the old man's name?
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers. He's doing okay. He really is. But he's going to slow down because he's old. Yeah.
I think he's playing pretty good, though, to be honest with you, Kenny. I think
I
he's
do think he's playing pretty good.
doing.
I just don't think he'll keep it up.
I'm gonna say this. I don't think if they can rely on the running game and not rely on Aaron Rodgers to win the game for them, I think they'd be fine. And so far, so good. They've been doing. Even the game yesterday, um, it's just some miscues that happened in that game that caused that game to go a different way
They're major.
because Pittsburgh was in the game. I nodded off and woke up and I said,
Right.
"Whoa, what happened?" I'm like, "What happened here?" So I think this could be the game of the week coming up. The Colts game is that where's that game at? Is that in Pittsburgh?
In Pittsburgh.
See,
Yeah, the Colts.
yeah, they playing at Pittsburgh. They see that's what they do. They all the hard games they go they play them at Pittsburgh.
Man, nobody expected the Colts to be this good.
Okay.
And we went to Indianapolis last year.
So this should be a good game.
2 years in a row we went to Indianapolis.
This should be a good game, man, coming up. I think this should be the game of the week. You got the running back who's in the MVP race, which they're not giving. They got the odds on favorite is Patrick Mahomes getting the MVP. I don't understand. Have you not seen Jonathan Taylor? Have you not seen this man do what he do? He is doing his thing.
Hold up.
Go ahead.
I just want to say one thing about the Steelers. Why I think it's the Colts is not a guaranteed victory. The Bengals isn't. The Bears isn't. The Bills isn't. Definitely the Ravens isn't. I mean, this is we're in trouble. Because we're not playing consistent football.
I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's as bad as you making it out to be.
That's the offensive part. Right, the offensive part, right. It's not the offense. It's not a wide receiver we need. It's continuity on the defense. I have no idea where it is though. It seems like everybody's trying to make up for everyone instead of doing their job.
Yeah, because y'all went all in on defense. So if the defense falter,
like I said, we didn't go all in on defense. We got Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is playing well. We're scoring like 28 points a game.
No, y'all did go.
We're giving up 30 though.
Y'all went and got Jalen Ramsey, and then you went out and got my man from Detroit, the other corner, right?
Not from Detroit. He was in Philly. He was in Philly.
Okay. But y'all went and got those guys because y'all felt like this is going to be the year with Aaron Rodgers. So y'all all in on this right now. That's what I'm talking about.
We had them before Aaron Rodgers.
Do what?
Well, we had played before Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I'm saying, but I'm just saying that all came into play as far as so I'm looking at the schedule, right? The Colts game is going to be the game of the week, I think. At the Chargers offensive line hasn't gotten together yet, so that should be that. I think Pittsburgh can win that one. They got the Bengals. Joe Flacco got y'all number, right? At the Bears, Pittsburgh can win that Bears game. But Buffalo, I think with the Buffalo game, it's all about scoring. Yeah. If you can keep scoring with Buffalo, you'll be in it. You'll be in it to win it. At the Ravens, we don't know Lamar playing. The Dolphins should be a win. At the Lions, that should be a good game. I think the Lions should win. At Cleveland, that should be a win. The last game of the season with Baltimore is going to be something else. I mean, if hopefully they get Lamar back, that makes a difference.
The last game of the season with Baltimore, we're going to play up and down to where that's going to be such an important game to us.
Okay. So that's the thing right there. Because I mean, they got Pittsburgh really has a lock on the division at 4-3, right? The AFC East, New England and Buffalo is tied. AFC South is coached and nobody else. AFC West, Denver 6-2, Kansas City's 4-3. They're coming along. Philadelphia seemed like they got it back together. So let's talk about Philly, right? So Philly wins yesterday without Brown, right? He was on the injured reserve or whatever he was on. He didn't play, but they won, right? So that shows them that they don't really need him. And I don't think they trade him right now during the season because I don't think they're going to get back what they want to get back in order for them to compete at the high level to maybe win to go to another Super Bowl. But I don't see Brown being here after the end of the season. I see him being traded because he wants all the ball. He wants everything thrown to him. And somebody need to help me out. The ultimate goal is to win a Super Bowl, right? Is Brown trying to get into the Hall of Fame now? Is that what he's trying to do? Because I'm like, yo, what
He
else?
got his ring.
What else do you want? You won a Super Bowl, right? And you flying high, and they look good yesterday against the Giants. And people may say it was the Giants, but that's a divisional team, so they know you. They play you twice a year, so they know you. So if you blow them out, that's a good blowout, in my opinion, because they know you so well. They know if you sneeze, what nostril you're gonna put the handkerchief to blow. As simple as that. But can y'all help me out with the AJ Brown thing? What was going on with him? Can anybody put a nickel on the head of this? Because I'm confused on why he's making such a disturbance on the team about playing time or getting the ball. What's going on here? Can somebody help me?
Well, because he's a superstar, and you got to throw him the ball. Now listen, it's not being a superstar. There are superstars who don't care. There are divas who want their number. Name one. Larry Fitzgerald. Larry Fitzgerald didn't want the ball. Yeah. I'm saying they didn't complain about not getting the ball. They cared about winning. Calvin Johnson would have given up every record if he could have actually made it to the playoffs. Listen to me. I understand your argument, but they got the ball. And that is AJ Brown still is getting the ball more than them. Think about the years that Arizona went to the Super Bowl when Anquan Boldin was getting the ball more than Larry Fitzgerald. At the end of Fitzgerald's career.
See, that's my only thing. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on in Philly that he's complaining because they're sick. What are they?
He already won a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
he got his money.
They're 6-2. He got
all
his money.
All that is now is just that.
So he's trying to get to the Hall of Fame. Basically, that's what you're trying to say. Is that what you're saying, Mo?
I think so. I think it's all about numbers now.
So if it's all about numbers, then he's probably going to end up leaving there and going somewhere else, because then he's going to be the dude.
He's still the dude in Philly. That's what makes no sense to me.
But why do he feel like he's not?
They don't treat him like he's the dude.
Why? Yeah, but why don't he feel like he's the dude in Philly? You know what I'm saying? I mean,
because Devontae is getting just as much as him. Saquon is the headliner. He wants to be the headliner. He wants to be the number one draft. He had that in Tennessee. He didn't like that because they weren't winning. Now he's winning in Philly and he's not happy. So I hope he does not come to Pittsburgh because he's never happy, no matter what.
I can see him going.
I can see him going to Indy.
I don't know about that one. I can see him. I tell you where I can see him going for real, to Denver. That would be nice right there. If he could get to Denver, him with that offense, I think that'd be nice. But I just don't. I've never. Who have you guys ever saw a player that?
I got a team that will make him good.
Who's that?
Yeah, Carolina.
But he ain't winning. They might end up with another quarterback next year. Even though one man's playing.
Yeah, I was thinking Tennessee.
You think he'll go back to Tennessee?
I can see him going back there.
Ooh.
He ain't sending him back to Tennessee. He don't want to go back there.
What about Houston?
He left for money. He'll come back for money.
What about Houston?
Nah, they already got 12. Nico Collins. He wants to be somewhere where he's gonna be the number one. He would be a number one in Tennessee, and that quarterback would get the Raiders.
Somebody got thrown the ball.
He don't get throwing the ball. Yeah, if Gino don't stay somewhere alone.
I mean, I have never heard of a player win the Super Bowl and complain the next year about not getting the football thrown to him. And they're 6-2.
I never heard that either.
Man, that's incredible, man, to be like that. I mean, I know he has his reasons for that, but I just don't get it, man. I'm trying to control myself. I don't understand why he feels the way he feels, because to me it just don't make any sense. Moving on, Minnesota's in the pickle right now, guys. Carson Wentz IR, he's out for the season. Matt was it Brosmore, something of that nature. He's gonna be the next the next quarterback up for that team. They don't have a lot of guys on IR from what I can see. They got most of the guys they got on IR on offense, like Randall Moore, wide receiver, Ryan Kelly. Well, they got 4 centers, 2 of them on the IR, and right tackle Matt Nelson's out on the IR. Off defensively, they fine, right? But
right. I was gonna say something about that too.
Do you if you're trying to salvage this season, who was it they was talking about today? Oh my goodness. Quarterback go. Jimmy G. They's talking about him, maybe Jimmy G getting traded from the Rams to Minnesota if they're trying to make this run. Because they're 3-4 right now. They're at the Lions. They probably won't win that game. They got Baltimore. The schedule's kind of tough down the wire. Man, it's gonna be tough for them, no matter who they get. But they got a pretty good defense, so they should be okay. They should be okay. They should be in the games. But again, that's where you have to deal with injuries. Since Mo wanted to bring up my Cleveland Browns, I watched them yesterday. I sucked it up and watched the whole game. First half, they was right there. Second half, it didn't look good. And I don't know if it's because Jenkins got hurt that kind of bogged up the running game, but they looked good in the first half. Defensively, how you get 5 sacks, and you give up. And I'm not saying he gave up
one guy.
He gave up. I'm not saying the defense gave up 32 points because he threw 2 interceptions. The one was in the red zone, so they scored on that one, and then they drove down the field. But I'm just like, in my personal opinion, the quarterback for the Cleveland Browns is not on that team right now. It ain't Deshaun. It ain't Gabriel. It ain't Shador. Now, I think it's starting to look personal to Stefanski.
You're out, baby.
I think it looks personal to him. It's starting to look personal because he said he's tired of answering questions about him, and you bring in Zappe. Now, I understand why you brought in Zappe because Zappe played for the Patriots. He knows your defense, so you bring him in there for that game, right? But now you're on a bye, so why are you not giving Shador any reps? Now the rumor is that they're going to trade him, and he's going to go to the Raiders, from what I'm hearing, right? But we already know that Stefanski. So let me ask you guys a question: how much input do you think coaches have compared to GMs on who drafts who? Do you think it's a 50-50 thing, or do you think it's more of a 60-40 thing, 70-30 thing? If I go down the line, if I go down the line and say, let me see here.
It's different on every team.
So if I go to if I say the Patriots, would you say it's 50-50?
Yes, because Babe Rowe came in and probably after that.
Buffalo Bills, would you say it's 50-50?
Yep, because McDermott has earned that.
Miami Dolphins, would you say, Curry, would you say it's 50-50, or you think it's more General Rancher than the coach?
I don't think it's 50-50. I think it's 60-40, 70-30.
Okay.
I don't think the GM makes all the calls.
Okay. The Jets, I think it might be 60-40.
That's 100% the owner.
100% owner.
No, I don't think it's 100% owner. There's only one team that's 100% owner. The Pittsburgh Steelers, I think it's 50-50. I think it's 50-50.
Nope, it is 70-30. 70-30.
70.
Tomlin.
So you think it's 70-30 Tomlin?
Yes, because Khan had been there for so long underneath the other GM and worked with Tomlin so much that he learned from Tomlin on what they want.
Okay. So if this is a failed year, does Tomlin still keep his job?
He already said he wants A-Ryan back next year.
Yeah.
He's already making plans to retire anyway. Hey, who we got from New Orleans on the line? Is that my brother from another mother?
What up, man? What's going on, Cam?
What's going on? How you doing?
Hey, doing well, man. Doing well. I just had the night off. I said, well, you know what? Let's talk to the show. I'm gonna get to you on this LSU situation once we get done with this right here. Okay.
Cincinnati, is that 50-50 or not?
I think that's 60-40 GM. I don't think Zach Taylor has that much power.
I think the quarterback has more power than Zach Taylor.
Yes.
Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, definitely Burrow does.
Baltimore Ravens, 50-50?
Unfortunately for them. Unfortunately for Harbaugh, if they don't make the playoffs this year, he's gone.
Okay. Cleveland Browns, 50-50? Or 70-30? 70-30?
70-30 GM.
Okay. The Colts, before the owner passed away, was it 50-50?
I think it was 60. I think it was 50-50 of the 40% that was left because the owner had 60.
And his wife, I love his wife being on the sideline taking notes, man. That was incredible. I love that part of it right there. She wants to be involved. Jacksonville, 50-50?
He just got there. I don't think they gave him that much power.
Texans, 50-50?
Yeah, I think they liked DeMario, and that was probably something he asked for.
Tennessee Titans, 50-50?
That coach, did he get fired?
Yeah, he got fired.
Yeah.
Denver Broncos,
So they didn't even got a coach.
50-50 or what?
60-40 coach.
Okay.
That's the only way they got him there.
The Chargers, we'll say 50-50?
Ooh, 60.
Okay.
Harbaugh came from college.
Kansas City Chiefs, 50-50?
I'm going to say the Chargers 80-20 and Harbaugh.
Yeah, I would agree with that too.
Yeah.
Kansas City, what you got? Kansas City, 50-50?
50-50. They're in lockstep.
Yeah.
Okay. Las Vegas Raiders, 50-50?
I don't think Carroll cared about it. So I think it's 50-50.
Okay. Philadelphia Eagles, 50-50?
I think the GM, I think Howie has more power.
Okay. Do I have to ask about the Cowboys? That's 100. That's 110.
GM has 0.
Yeah,
30.
Even though it's the owner.
Washington Commanders, 50-50?
Yep.
Giants 50-50.
I don't even know who the coach of the Giants is.
Dable.
Oh, that's Dable.
Brian Gable.
Brian Gable.
I say yeah, 50-50.
Green Bay Packers 50-50.
Yeah, I say 60-40. Because remember, the owner and the GM are paid by the shareholders.
Okay. Detroit Lions 50-50.
I think Campbell might have 55-45.
Okay. Chicago Bears 50-50.
51.
Oh, I think he has 60. I think he came to the Bears requesting he have more power.
Minnesota Vikings 50-50.
No, 60-40 coach.
Okay. Tampa Bay Buccaneers 50-50.
Nope. GM, because they know that he's on his way out.
Okay. Carolina Panthers 50-50.
Probably. He was Dan was a good young coach.
Okay. Atlanta Falcons. I read them. The Saints, and we got
Raheem has no power.
Brother from another mother. What about the Saints? Is it who has who when it comes to drafting, who has the most power, the coach or the GM for the Saints?
With us is definitely.
You going in and out.
I'm sorry. I said with the Saints, what I have to say it's the GM.
Okay. Seattle Seahawks 50-50.
I think McDonald fought for that to lead the Ravens.
Okay. Rams 50-50.
I think 70-30 coach.
49ers 50-50.
I say 60-40. I think Shanahan fought for that.
Okay. Arizona Cardinals 50-50.
I think the GM has all the power in Arizona.
Okay. Our brother from another mother. We talked about LSU earlier today about who we think might replace Brian Kelly. Some saying Nick Saban. I'm saying Lane Kiffin. What are you hearing down there in the Bayou? Who's going to be the next coach for the LSU Tigers?
Well, before I answer that question, Cal, first of all, out both the interim head coach, very close friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we're good cousins, but great guy all the way around. Well, I grew up in the subject. We're ecstatic. We're very happy for him to get his opportunity to coach. To be at the head position at LSU, it's essential, and knowing that he'll be considered first black head coaches to ever coach at LSU. That's groundbreaking. So big up to Frank.
Okay.
I would have to say if it was me, I'm definitely going after Lane Kiffin. Okay. When you look at it, look at this guy's track record. He's a young coach. Look at the job out at USC. Look at what he's doing right now at Ole Miss. Offense coordinator for Alabama. The numbers don't lie. Mm-hmm. The numbers don't lie. So I think if it was me, I'm definitely going with Lane Kiffin as my number one pick.
Okay. Mo, you can't. I think you were knowing when we talked about this, Mo. But Mo, what's your thoughts on the next coach for LSU?
I think they're going to want to try and get somebody established. But I think the interim coach is going to win and win them over.
So you think?
I don't think Ole Miss is going to let Lane Kiffin go.
So you saying they're going to give him a big payday?
It makes no sense for them to lose him to another team that's going to beat them.
So, but LSU got deep pockets, man.
So does Ole Miss, though. You
Not
guys don't realize that they got that old racist money at Ole Miss.
Not as deep. They don't have as deep as the pockets ain't as deep as LSU's. I had it up here. What did I do?
I'm telling you like this. They got deep pockets.
I pulled it up.
If they want to keep it, they'll keep it.
I pulled it up. I think LSU is like in the top 10 when it comes to NIL money.
That's because Ole Miss ain't ever had a chance thinking they got a chance. I'm telling you, losing to LSU, them old racist white men gonna pull that money out.
Okay. It was something else. Oh my goodness.
I can I say one more thing, Cam?
Go ahead.
If we don't pick up a Lane Kiffin, if Ole Miss find the words or they scrap enough coins together to keep him there, the next person I think LSU goes after very aggressively, and I don't hear a lot of people talking about this, but I think that the next person that they're going after is the same offensive coordinator that was there with Ed Orgeron when they won the national championship, and that's Joe Brady. If I was LSU, I would hold hard.
Man, don't bring that to existence. I want Joe Brady to go to Penn State so bad.
I don't know, man. I mean, I think LSU.
Oh my goodness.
He's familiar with the program. There's a lot of that. It understands the structure. It understands the talent here in the South.
Y'all gonna have John Gruden. I'll give y'all John Gruden. Just give me Joe Brady. Y'all can take John Gruden. Oh my goodness! I don't want Matt Rule as the head coach for Penn State. I'm telling you right now, I'm on the fence right now. Right, I have to figure out who they get before I can still remain a fan. And if anybody look at my backdrop, I took Parsons' jersey down. I can't do Penn State no more. I mean, I just can't do them. And the problem I have with Penn State is they have never had any. Look, this is what Penn State has right now. Number one quarterback of all time, they got ranked Kerry Collins. Number 2, Tracy Sorley. Todd Black is number 3. Michael Robinson is number 4, right? But he's 11-1 with them, won a bowl game. Chuck Facina, who was good, number 5. Darryl Clark was another running back, another quarterback that became a running back. Number 7, John Huffelfinger. Number 8, John Schaefer. I don't even remember him. Matt McGloin, who was there, he was there forever. Sean Cliffler was there forever. Zach Mills wasn't that good. Tony Sackett wasn't that good. They got Wally Richardson at number 16. Now these quarterbacks I'm naming, the ones I'm naming, kind of were running back. They was quarterbacks that could run the football, and they all end up having winning season with them. And they got to get to that. So I'm not a big fan of Matt Rule, and now that he's at where's he at? He's at Nebraska, right? So I gotta take a look at Nebraska, see what type of offense they're running, to see if he would be a good fit for Penn State. I'm going to take a look at that, see where you stand with that, because I'm not. Man, I want Joe Brady, and I want Rob Saleh from 49ers as a head coach for Penn State in order for me to stay. Anybody other than that, I can't do it, man. I just can't do it. It's just gonna be hard for me to do. But getting back real quick, we got about a couple minutes left. So this is I pulled this up, NFL MVP odds for 2025 season, and this was just done on October. What's the day? 22nd. This was done October 20th. They got Patrick Mahomes at plus 150. I don't understand how. Baker Mayfield 320. I understand. Josh Allen, yes. Drake May, Matt Stafford. I get it because he's passing. Jared Goff, Daniel Jones, Jordan Love, Dak Prescott, Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert, Jalen Hurts, Sam Darnold, and they got Jonathan Taylor all the way at the bottom. I don't. This dude he's doing amazing things at his age. Bringing Daniel Jones there is a lifesaver for him in that team, man. I don't know. I think they're gonna be really, really good. But guys, that's my 2 hours. My 2 hours is up. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you. Hey, make sure you keep praying for the people in Jamaica. Hurricane Melissa is coming through there. They said the winds are up to 150 miles an hour. That's crazy. It's coming right through the middle of Jamaica. So man, if you got family down, make sure you keep in contact with them. Make sure they're doing okay. Everybody is a higher ground. Also keep in prayer Lincoln University, in Howard University, and I'm hearing there's some other schools that have had some shootings before, but I have to really indulge into who it is actually for HBCUs. It's just a shame that we as Afro Americans can't get together without some craziness going on. I don't know if it's because I'm 60 years old that I feel this way, but I felt this way when I was 20 years old. I felt this way when I was 21 years old. Why can't we get together and have a good time? Why does somebody have to interrupt a good time with us by doing something that doesn't need to be done, man? So keep those families in prayer. And you guys have a good night, man. Thank you guys for calling into the show. We will be doing our other show tomorrow. We still trying to come up with a name with it, so we can talk about the NFL and the schedule and the Pittsburgh Steelers and get more in depth with the Steelers and get Rich on the show with the 49ers losing this weekend as well. Open the door for the Rams, do something. So you guys, thank you guys for calling in. I appreciate you. Anybody that watched the live feed, thank you as well. Again, if you know somebody that's a hockey guy that want to do hockey, let them know we're open the door for somebody to want to come and do hockey with us, because hockey is big, man, and we need to talk about it. So with that being said, guys, you guys have a good night. And all that I can say is go Dodgers. All right. So yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show. You have been entertained in the sports world by K. Dix from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the small city with a large heart, Dana the Hater Clark from St. Petersburg, Florida, G-Dub from Austin, Texas, and Murray E. Baskerville from Gotta Be More Careful, Baltimore, Maryland. Remember, we throw stones and we do live in glass houses. Big time players make big time plays and big time games. Stay ready to be ready. You have been listening to an In the Zone Sports Talk radio production. Remember, you can hear us again on Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be sure to download the Try 99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support.